our dreams take flight, and the imagination knows no bounds. Prepare to embark on a thrilling journey as we dive into the tale of Peter Pan and the battle for Neverland. Peter Pan gazed out of his apartment window, his eyes filled with weariness and longing. The bustling streets of London stretched out before him. It had been years since he had set foot in his childhood home of Neverland, and the weight of adult responsibilities has taken its toll on him. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the city, Peter's gaze was caught by a faint flicker of light. It danced and shimmered, growing brighter with each passing moment. Curiosity ignited within him, and his heart skipped a beat as he recognized the familiar glimmer. "Tinker Bell," he whispered, his voice tinged with both excitement and apprehension. Memories flooded back, memories of a time when he could fly, when adventure was a daily occurrence, and Captain Hook was a foe to be reckoned with. Without hesitation, Peter opened the window and extended his hand toward the fluttering lights. In an instant, Tinker Bell darted into his palm, her delicate wings buzzing with energy. He could almost hear her tiny voice calling out to him, urging him to follow. A smile tugged at the corners of Peter's lips as he closed his hand gently around Tinker Bell, feeling the familiar warmth of her presence. With a mischievous glint in her eyes, she sprinkled a handful of pixie dust over him, and suddenly the weight of adulthood lifted, replaced by the lightness he hadn't felt in years. In an instant, Peter Pan soared through the night sky, his shadow trailing behind him as he left the mundane world of grown-ups behind. The wind dazzled his hair, and the stars seemed to wink knowingly as he flew toward the second star to the right, and straight on until morning. Chapter 2. Peter Pan soared through the starlit sky, guided by Tinker Bell's radiant glow. As he drew closer to Neverland, a wave of both anticipation and unease washed over him. Descending upon Neverland's shores, Peter's eyes widened in disbelief. The once vibrant landscape now seemed veiled in shadows, its colors muted and its energy subdued. The air crackled with an aura of foreboding, a stark contrast to the carefree essence he had once known. His first encounter was with the mischievous Lost Boys, who now appeared worn and weary. They had lost their childlike spark, their faces edged with lines of worry and doubt. Peter's heart sank, realizing that the weight of growing up had fallen heavily upon them as well. "Peter, you've returned," cried one of the Lost Boys, his voice tinged with a mixture of surprise and hope. "Neverland isn't the same anymore. Captain Hook has tightened his grip, spreading fear and oppression across the land." Peter's brows wrinkled as he absorbed the news. Captain Hook had grown even more cunning and ruthless in his pursuit of power. Neverland's inhabitants lived in constant fear, their dreams overshadowed by the darkness that had engulfed the island. Determined to restore the magic of Neverland, Peter Pan gathered the Lost Boys, their faces reflecting a glimmer of hope at his arrival. Together, they would defy the odds pirates and face Captain Hook's tyranny head on. As they ventured deeper into the heart of Neverland, they encountered creatures that had once been their friends. The fairies, once cheerful and vibrant, were now subdued, their wings drooping and their enchanting melodies replaced by mournful tunes. Peter knew that to defeat Captain Hook, he had to restore hope and reignite the flickering flames of imagination in the hearts of those he encountered. With each interaction, he reminded the fairies, mermaids, and other inhabitants of their inherent magic, urging them to reclaim their true selves. In a secluded part of the island, Peter and the lost boys stumbled upon the tree that held their childhood memories, their hideout, where countless adventures had unfolded. It stood now as a withered and gnarled relic, stripped of its former glory. A heaviness settled upon Peter's shoulders, but he refused to surrender to despair. Calling upon the lost boys, Peter began to breathe life back into the tree, whispering tales of courage, friendship, and endless possibilities. Slowly, the tree stirred, its branches stretching toward the sky, and its leaves sprouted anew. The hideout became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of belief and the strength found in unity. Chapter 3. Peter Pan and the rejuvenated Lost Boys ventured deeper into Neverland, their steps filled with newfound determination. As they traveled through the forests and along the shimmering shores, Peter sought out his friends one by one, hoping to ignite the spark of childhood magic within them once again. First, they found John, once a wise and adventurous boy, now consumed by the burdens of adulthood. His face bore the weight of responsibilities, and his dreams had been tucked away, forgotten. Peter spoke to him and their daring escapades, reminding him of the thrill of exploration and the joy of endless possibilities. Slowly, John's eyes began to shine with a glimmer of recognition as he embraced his inner child. Next, they discovered Michael, whose innocence had been overshadowed by the harsh realities of the world. Peter whispered tales of imagination and encouraged him to let go of his worries, to see the wonder in the smallest of things. Michael's laughter filled the air like music that had been silenced as he rediscovered the joy of being carefree. One by one, Peter's infectious enthusiasm reawakened the Lost Boys' true selves. They shared stories, laughter, and wild adventures, reliving the moments that had once defined their existence in Neverland. As the group grew stronger and more vibrant, the darkness that had gripped the island began to recede, replaced by a renewed sense of hope. Together, they encountered fairies and mermaids who had lost their magic amidst the oppressive rule of Captain Hook. Peter reminded him of their innate power, the ability to create and nurture. He encouraged the fairies to paint the skies with vibrant hues and guided the mermaids to sing melodies that evoked joy and serenity. Slowly but surely, the magical creatures rediscovered their purpose and joined the fight against Captain Hook. Chapter 4. The Lost Boys stood at the edge of the treacherous pirate-infested waters, their heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and fear. The time had come to face their nemesis, Captain Hook, who had terrorized Neverland for far too long. Peter Pan's unwavering determination infused them with courage as they prepare for the ultimate battle. With the fairies flitting around them, casting spells of protection, and weaving intricate patterns of light, Peter and the Lost Boys set sail in a small, sturdy ship that had fashioned themselves. The wind whispered words of encouragement, as if the very elements of Neverland were rooting for their victory. As their vessel approached Hook's pirate ship, the Jolly Roger, Peter's keen eyes scanned the deck. The air grew heavy with tension, the very essence of Neverland holding its breath in anticipation. Captain Hook emerged from the shadows, his menacing presence casting a dark cloud over the sea. "Peter Pan," Hook bellowed, "you dare challenge me? I have conquered Neverland, and it shall be mine forever." Peter's voice rang out, filled with unyielding resolve. Neverland belongs to the dreams and imagination of all who believe. Your reign ends today, Captain Hook. With a battle cry, the Lost Boys leaped onto the Jolly Roger's deck, engaging in a fierce clash with the pirates. Swords clashed, sparks flying in the night air, as the Lost Boys fought with a newfound fire in their hearts. Each swing of their blades was fueled by memories of their carefree days and the determination to reclaim their home. Peter Pan confronted Captain Hook, their swords clashing in a dance of steel and determination. Hook's cunning and experience tested Peter's agility, but the spirit of Neverland surged through him, needing strength to his every move. Their duel swayed back and forth, never giving an inch, until finally, with a final decisive strike, Peter disarmed Hook and sent him sprawling to the ground. As the defeated pirate lay before him, Hook's face contorted with fury and disbelief, but instead of feeling triumph, Peter felt a twinge of empathy. He saw in Hook a man who had succumbed to the bitterness of adulthood, a man who had lost touch with the magic that had once fueled his dreams. "Captain Hook," Peter said, "Neverland can be a place of wonder and joy for all if you allow it. Release the grip of your bitterness and let the child within you emerge." For a fleeting moment, Hook's gaze wavered, a flicker of vulnerability crossing his eyes, but the hardened pirate quickly regained his composure, refusing to yield to Peter's plea. With a heavy heart, Peter signaled to the Lost Boys to secure the ship. They bound Hook and his remaining crew, ensuring that they would cause no further harm to Neverland. As the Jolly Roger sailed away from the shores of the now liberated island, the inhabitants of Neverland rejoiced, their spirits lifted as the darkness lifted with Captain Hook's defeat. In the aftermath of the battle, Peter Pan and the Lost Boys gathered the fairies, mermaids, and other occupants of Neverland. They held a grand celebration. Laughter echoed through the night, and the night sky was illuminated with the glow of 1,000 stars, each representing a dream rekindled. Neverland had been freed from Captain Hook's tyranny. The Lost Boys had rediscovered their youthful spirit, and as they danced beneath the moonlight, they knew that Neverland would forever be a place where dreams and magic lived on. Thank you for joining us on this adventure through the world of Peter Pan and the battle for Neverland. If you enjoy this journey and want to stay connected to more exciting stories and content, I invite you to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. Good night and sweet dreams.